If you're one of the more than 120,000 individuals who holds an FAA-issued CFI certificate, this video is just for you. My initial CFI certificate was issued way back in 1991, and I'm very proud of that. My initial flight instructor certificate was actually an instrument instructor certificate, a CFII. And yes, I did add a multi-engine instructor and a CFI after that, both on the same day. Back in 1991, there was only one part of being a CFI that was more challenging than it is today. And that was the Flight Instructor Refresher Course, the FERC. Back then, it was 24 hours, not the 16 hours we enjoy today. I did my first FERC in South Florida at a flight school, and it was a 3-day endeavor. It was a real commitment back then, both in terms of time and financially. It was a real relief when the FERC got cut back to 16 hours, whether you were doing that live in person or online. It just made things a little easier, a little less time consuming. But from that time forward, the feds started adding more rules, more regulations, and more things CFIs have to be aware of to stay in the good graces of the FAA. In November of 2001, a new federal agency came into being that has presented some challenges to those of us who are in the flight training industry. That was the Transportation Security Administration. We call them the TSA. In 2004, the TSA instituted the Flight Training Security Program. And that was a real change. You see, when I started in this business, a CFI could work with pretty much anyone who came through the door, whether they were a citizen or whether they were a foreign national. We didn't have any special record keeping that we had to do with one group or the other. We just dealt with them as individuals who were interested in flight training. That all changed in 2004. Foreign students now have to go through the Alien Flight Student Program. And flight training providers have very specific rules that they have to follow and records they have to keep on those foreign nationals, whether they're living in the United States or whether they came over specifically for the training. Recently, a new rule came into being, November of 2024, and I think many CFIs, many of those 120,000 certificate holders may not be aware of this because it's not in Part 61 or Part 141 or even Part 91. This new rule is found in Title 49, Part 1552, the Flight Training Security Program. This is a section of the Federal Aviation Regulations I would be willing to bet a large number of CFIs have never looked at. It's a long section, there's a lot of text there, and I'm not going to bore you with all of it. But I will share this little nugget of insight that you might want to pay attention to. If you hold a CFI certificate, with very few exceptions, you're expected to have an account with the TSA through the Flight Training Security Program portal. Yeah, it's worth taking this seriously. Fortunately, it's a really easy fix and it costs nothing. Simply go to this website, fts.tsa.dhs.gov/home. It trips right off the tongue, doesn't it? Click on the link in the upper right-hand corner of the page that says Registration Options. That will open up a short drop-down menu. Select Provider Portal. From there, you'll simply fill out some information for personal identification, enter your flight training provider type, and that might just be as an individual instructor with no affiliation to an existing flight school at all. Enter your CFI certificate number, and off you go. A day or two later, you'll get an email back with a temporary password that will allow you to log into your account and change the password to something you choose. Congratulations, you now officially have an account through the Flight Training Security Program. Admittedly, this may rankle a few of us, maybe those of us of advanced years who are tired of having to constantly update and find out what new rule there is to follow. But it really is worth doing. This process is fairly simple, it is a requirement, and it's in force now. So if you haven't done it yet, please go do it. I've absolutely loved being a CFI for the past 30-odd years. It really has been a great privilege. And maybe with a new administration, there will be fewer rules, fewer regulations, and this all goes away. But for right now, this is the rule. And this is what we have to do. And if we're going to be good stewards of our students, we have to make sure we follow the rules as well, even the new rules that we might not have known about. I hope you find this process as simple and straightforward as I did. And let's keep in mind, this will keep us in the good graces of the TSA and the FAA, two federal organizations we really don't want to pick a fight with. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this was helpful to you. Click like on the video if you would, and subscribe to the channel. We love having more and more folks here. Leave us a comment below. Have you registered? Did you have trouble registering? How do you feel about the whole concept of a CFI having to have an account with TSA? Let us know what you think. We look forward to seeing you right back here at MadPropsAero next time.